Okay, so what we have for today is operation of rational exponents. So remember, rational exponents is just an exponent that's a fraction, right? And now we're going to be doing operations with them, multiplying, dividing, and raising powers to powers. But before we do that, let's go ahead and go over regular exponent rules with regular numbers. So if you have like a squared times a cubed, what does that give me? Well, if you remember, right, a squared is the same thing as a times a, and then a cubed is a times a times a. And how many a's do we have here? We have a5. So all we did here was take the exponents and do what with them? We just added them up, right? When you raise power to powers, though, this is a cubed to the fourth power. What you do there is you just simply multiply them. So we'll take the 3 and the 4, we'll multiply them and give them a 12, right? When you divide them, what do you do with the exponents? Well, you just subtract them. So we take the top one, 5, minus the bottom one, 2, and we get a to the 3, right? So we're going to do the same thing here, okay? Here we have y to the 2/3 times y to the 3/8. Well, what are you going to do with those two exponents? All you're going to do is add them up. So we're going to take 2/3 plus 3/8, right? Now, can we add these fractions the way they are now? Well, no. Why not? Because remember, when we add or subtract fractions, we need the denominators to be the same. We need the bottoms to be the same. So we have to make them the same before we can add them up. So I need to think of a number that 3 and 8 can both become. Well, they can both become 24. I can multiply this one by 8, right? And this one by 3, and that'll make both these bottoms 24. But remember, whenever you multiply the bottom, you also have to multiply the top by the same number. So this one I'm going to multiply 8 and 8 on top. This one I'm going to multiply 3 and 3 on top, or top and bottom, right? So this will become 16 over 24 plus 9 over 24. And then we just add these up. 16 plus 9 gives me 25 over. And when you add or subtract fractions, the bottom stays the same. So this is going to be 25 over 24. So my answer is simply going to be y to the 25 over 24. So here we're raising powers to power. So again, what did we do here? We just multiplied them. So I'm going to multiply 3 times a fourth. Now, whenever I have a whole number multiplying a fraction, I want to make this whole number a fraction. So I'm going to put this over. I can always put this over what number to make it a fraction. I can just put it over a 1, right? And then all I'm going to do is multiply top, top, bottom, bottom. So 3 times 1 is 3 over 1 times 4 is 4. So this will end up being x to the 3 over 4. And that's all I'm looking for here. Here I'm dividing. So again, when we divide, what did we do? We just subtracted. So all I'm going to do is subtract these two fractions. So 2 over 3 is the top number minus 3 over 8 is the bottom number, right? So again, in order to add or subtract fractions, I need them to be the same. So I'm going to do exactly what I did here and get these bottoms to be the same. So I'm going to multiply this one by 8, this one by 3, and this again gives me 16 over 24 minus 9 over 24, right? So then 16 minus 9 gives me 7 over 24. So this is going to be y to the 24th. So whenever you're multiplying and raising powers to powers and dividing, we're going to use the same rules we did before, but now we're just dealing with fractions, right? So we have to make that adjustment. And that's what we got for today. Let's go.